Hello, hello. So today we are going to talk about why viewers aren't buying yet. Most of the time, what I hear from business owners is that they are questioning their offer because they haven't gotten sales. So they're not sure if they've done what they should have done in their offer. But a lot of the times, the problem actually comes before whatever it is you're selling. So long before they get to that point, you already have an issue. So today we're going to talk about what the four pieces are that you need to make sure you have in order to actually be successful and get people to buy your offers. So what if your viewers want to buy, but they never make it far enough to see how? That's the question I have for you today. So I want you to think about the idea that it could be that that they do really want what you have. And sometimes I hear this from people. They really want what I have, but they don't buy it. Why? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm Elise. I am a business coach, a video expert, a YouTube strategist. I also build systems and automations and all the things that business owners struggle with. Because let's be honest, we got into our businesses to do X, help somebody with some specific thing. And we end up along the way having to do all of Y, which is the stuff we don't really want to do, but are required as business owners. And what I like to do is I like to help you minimize this so you can spend more time with that. And so that is kind of what my jam is. That is what my skill is. And let's jump in. So today we are going to talk about coffee. Because as you know, I like to have an illustration. I like to have an analogy for everything. So I want you to imagine that you are making your morning coffee. And in order for that to happen, there's a lot of steps that you have to actually do. If you don't do them all right, you're not having a cup of coffee, okay? And so I want to talk about what looks like. So in the example of a coffee, you have to have a coffee bean. Then you have to grind that coffee bean. You can't just drink coffee straight from the coffee bean. You have to grind it up so it'll actually come out when you put the water on it. Then you finally have to put it in the coffee pot or the drip filter so that the coffee can actually come out of that ground coffee. And then finally, you have to put it in a mug so that you can actually drink it. I mean, I guess some of us might drink right out of the pot. I know that's kind of a funny thing, but you have to have some kind of container to put the coffee in so that you can actually drink the coffee. And so there's these four pieces that you must have in order to actually drink that coffee. And it's the same way when you're trying to get someone to buy your offer. So if they're meeting you through your social media or through YouTube or through some type of content, you have to walk them through. You have to give them each piece of the equation in order to get them to buy. Getting viewers isn't enough. So let's talk through those four steps. So the first one is what I call C, and this is having the coffee beans. If you don't have coffee beans, guess what? You're not having coffee. So you have to get people to see that your videos exist. If they don't see that your videos exist, they're obviously not going to buy because they don't even know anything about your videos, anything. So if you don't get them to see your videos, they're not going to make a purchase. Number two, you have to have a coffee grinder. So you have to get those beans to be into a different form that will actually work. And so the way that this is for YouTube is you have to get them to click on your video. Because if they don't click on your video, they're not going to watch your video, which means they're not going to know what you're offering, which means they can't buy it, right? The third piece that you need to make coffee is a drip filter or a coffee pot, a filter of some kind to run the coffee and water through. And for your YouTube videos, that's like getting them to watch the video. It takes time. They're sitting there watching the content, pulling it in, the same way you have to wait for the coffee to go through the coffee pot or through the drip filter. And then finally, you have to have something to put everything in. So all of the goodness that you've just made by getting them to see it, getting them to click, and getting them to watch has to go somewhere. And what you're going to go in is the mug if you're talking about coffee. But if you're talking about trying to get them to buy, it's into your offer. Everything that you just did, you got them to see what you were trying to help them with. You got them to click on it to say, yes, I want help with that. You got them to watch the video. All of that is leading up to this offer that is built around all of the three things you just did. And if you don't have an offer, guess what? You can't make sales. They can't buy because there's nothing for them to buy. So these are the four pieces you must have. You must get them to see that you have a video that exists. You must get them to click that video so they can actually have an opportunity to watch it. You must get them to watch it, and you must get them to hear about your offer. Without those four steps, without those four key ingredients, you cannot make sales no matter how many viewers you have. Without those four key things, you cannot get a cup of coffee no matter how hard you try. And so these are the pieces that I see business owners missing out on. And so our takeaway for today is that every single step is getting them closer to buying. You can't forget steps because then they're not going to buy because they didn't have what they needed to make that happen. So your call to action for today is to look at what you're doing in your video content. Do you have these four pieces? Are you getting them to know your videos exist? Getting them to see that they exist? Are you getting them to click by using amazing thumbnails and amazing intros that get them to actually want to watch what you're saying? Are you getting them to watch through the video by staying engaging and giving them more and more and making it so they want to know what you're going to say next? And are you even asking them to buy something? Once you have those four things pinned down, then you can start to tweak and learn and figure out how to make it better. But until you start making sure every single thing you do has those four pieces, you cannot be successful here. You could have a video that has hundreds of thousands of views. If you don't have an offer, if they can't find you, if you never clearly explain to them how you can help them next, you will never make a sale. So this is the 21st day of November in 2025 when I'm recording this video. And every November I do a really big sale. I do a really big thing to support the people that I want to help because it's my birthday month. And one of my favorite things to do is to give back to others for my birthday. And so this month you have the opportunity to get entered in a drawing to actually come and join with me in my Video Biz cohort where you can get help with your business every single week and get the support of others who are growing their businesses just like you. You basically get to come and sit with me every single week for 2 hours, and you can ask any questions you have about video, about business, about YouTube, about whatever, about systems, about go high level, about anything. You have 2 hours Q&A call. It's a group call, so you get to hear other people's questions too, which actually sometimes is the best thing about those meetings. You also get access to all of the trainings that I've made about YouTube and video content and marketing. You also get access to a monthly training that is geared towards helping you make progress in your business, and a challenge that actually gives you very specific small action steps to get you moving towards growing your business faster. All of that is normally $297 a month, but when you enter the giveaway by clicking the link that says date number 21 giveaway entry, you will actually get an entry to win that for free. And that drawing will be on the 28th of November, 2025. If you're watching this video later, I'm so sorry, but you missed out on the drawing for this year. You will not see this type of thing again until November of 2026. But if you're getting close to November of 2026, you should definitely make sure to pay attention because I always do something fun in November. For those of you who do not win the giveaway, you are not a loser. You still have the opportunity to join us and get help from me and the people that are in my cohort because November is always the lowest price that I have every year to join us. And so November 28th through the 30th will be the lowest price that you will see on the Video Biz cohort probably ever again. And certainly until November of 2026, I'm going to give you a 44% discount because November was my 44th birthday, November 8th. And so I want you to remember that you don't have to make big changes. You have to make tiny, small changes. And that's why I'm doing these trainings every day. Because if you implement just one small thing every single day, if you think about even one small thing every single day, you'll be amazed how many changes you can have over the course of a month or a year. And so I hope that you will consider joining us in the cohort. I hope that you will go and take advantage of the giveaway entry. There is a new entry every single day. Come back and join us tomorrow. We're actually going to be talking about cows, moo. And so you definitely have to be here for that video. Get the entry. They're available for 24 hours. Tomorrow's entry will be a new one. The more entries you have, the more likely you are to win. I can't wait to see who's going to win on the 28th. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day, and I am so glad that we get to live our dreams together every single day. Have a good one. Bye. Okay.